Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janet.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is 258. Episode 258, that is.
Yeah.
We've been run ragged by our lives that we planned for ourselves.
Yes.
Past Megan and Amy made some plans.
And they're not even done yet.
Nope.
We're squeaking this in before I have a business trip.
Yep. I just got back from a family vacation. Then
so
you
did
went
I.
to a family vacation. That I can't remember what then there was stitches. And
Yeah.
there's just been a lot going on. Living the crazy lives that we booked for ourselves is how I phrased it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, school starts here next week.
Which is new for us.
Yes, normally it's after Labor Day.
Right after the fair.
Yep. Yeah.
But I guess we need to build some buildings or something.
Yeah, they're doing some construction work on a lot of the, I don't know, it might even be the ones that they normally use for school-age childcare in the summer. And so they wanted that extended, so they're going to get out early, and then I guess the plan would be then the following year would be more the normal schedule.
I don't know.
But yeah, I got a shiny new 7th grader, a shiny new 4th grader, and a shiny new 2nd grader. We just did meet the teacher and planned coming back from our trip for that. So that's exciting. I personally am probably the opposite of like a stay-at-home mom. I get excited when or maybe the same as a stay-at-home mom. I get excited when the school year starts because the kids are just across the street rather than having to run them to where school-age childcare is in the summer.
Yeah.
So I don't have to cart my kids around other than for like extramural sports.
Yeah.
Extracurricular activity, intramural sports, I guess. So then, yeah.
She made a new portmanteau. My son has been educating me.
What's a portmanteau?
When you take two words and you combine them, like fantastical.
Okay. But why, what, is portmanteau a portmanteau? Or is that
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't know.
French word for something? Or
I just
maybe
learned
Latin?
I just learned what it means.
Alexa, what is a portmanteau?
Portmanteau is usually defined as a new word formed by joining two others and combining their meanings, or, alternatively, a large traveling bag made of stiff leather.
Alternatively, in case you didn't hear it, a large traveling bag made of leather. Whatever that means.
Yeah. But
Cool.
like, yeah, anytime you mush two words together to create a new thing.
We're educational now.
Mm-hmm.
We're nitcational now.
Just try it.
Trying to be super meta about it. Did we have any announcements? I know we've got the Scrappy Happy KAL. I was thinking,
We
personally,
had a summer.
spring into summer KAL, and summer is officially over when school starts, to me.
Yeah.
So maybe post Labor Day for all the folks that could possibly be,
Okay.
still have their kids not going to school until.
Okay. Yep.
Does that work for you?
Yes. Keep going.
We made the decision on the spot, and we've had some really cute hops out there. I'm really enjoying that thread. Super knitspirational. Hashtag portmanteau. And we've got the Scrappy Happy KAL going on. Wanted to mention we still have the coloring books out there. $6 ship for one, or if you want to share one with somebody else in your life, that's $9 for two. That's domestic. And then we've still got a few, the pins have 1Z, 2Z been picked over, so we've still got a couple of the 3-pack sets, and then you pick two or you pick one.
Cool.
For $20 plus $3 shipping, $16 for $3 shipping, or $9 plus $3 shipping. So per pin, the $20 one, your best value. But I went to Mahoney State Park with my family and got a E.T. Mahoney, what is that? Not a shield.
Crest?
Yeah, crest shield.
Family crest.
Yeah, family crest. Really nice place, that Mahoney State Park. Like, they have a huge lodge, and it's like a, you can almost pretend that you're camping, but it's just a 2-floor, like, huge lodge that's reasonably priced. We were trying to toe the line between, they went back to school last week, and we weren't in school yet, because I guess they're pretty booked.
Oh, okay.
They're
Gotcha.
in the normal summer.
So you were on the other side of their season.
Yes.
Very
Unfortunately, it rained for 48 hours straight while we were there, so that was a bummer. But, so we didn't get to do any of the horseback riding or paddle boating or the outdoor water park, but my children did enjoy going to the Great Pizza Machine for 9 hours straight. And I got to, my husband, I was super crabby about it. Like, when I make plans in my head and we can't do them, deviating. Pivot! I'm not so good at that. And were you imagining Ross in your head?
No, my cat.
Oh, but from Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they're trying to get the
The
pivot! They're like, you can't keep yelling at it. It's not going to make it. But just because you're saying it. So he took me to Woolly Mammoth, which was super fun and super cool. And I guess is like, he didn't know it and I didn't know it, but like the place to go for indies.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Omaha.
yeah. I saw the pictures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was super cool. And Diane was super cool. And I have some stuff to show off there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So Scrappy Happy KAL. We have 2 through 277. I drew 3. We have got this beautiful fuchsia in the Dynamic DK from Stunning String. Budamus. If you don't follow them out on Instagram, they have definitely upped their Instagram game.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've got a lot of posts that they're doing, and it's super cool. And Cindy and her husband have a son named Dexter.
Yeah.
As do I. As do I. And then we also have a kind of prototype, but still very cool, flat bag from ZK. So ZK 2018. You could put your pins and have the backs in there and then protect them and not have them fall off if you wanted, or you could put some ID or something in there. Got a clear flap. Super fun. And then last but certainly not least, a pattern from moi. If you are interested, order in which your preferences are received is whether or not you get it. So first to contact me, first pick, so on and so forth, until everybody's got a prize. And the winners were 174, 189, and 71. So if I'm going to put these in order, not the order in which they were drawn, but in numerical order, number 71 was Ting Ting Mitz, and that was Ting Ting, and I believe it was her first project that was out there, because I saw one next to it. Going back, rewind. Number 174 was D.G. White, which was Denise, and number 189, which was Roo CMC, ROO CMC, and that was Anne. So congrats to our winners. Contact me on Ravelry. You can send me a private message on Ravelry. I'm trying to flip like PM, DM. What's the Twitter one? Is that a DM as well? Slip into somebody's DMs. But yeah, just run it on Ravelry and I'll get those sent out. Anything else worth mentioning?
No, I mean, you went to Stitches as well.
Yes.
Because it's been such a long time.
I
While
did.
you were in Stitches, I was hanging out with Becky in Madison and volunteering.
I saw her.
Yeah.
I saw her at Stitches. She says, I've got Amy at my house. And I said, well, normally she's at mine. Yeah. Turf Wars, Amy Turf Wars.
And I learned that Madison has a juggling, like an international juggling thing that happens in Madison. And my husband's trying to juggle 5 right now, 5 balls. He's got 4 down pretty good, but 5 is challenging. So he just ordered like professional grade. Well, he said the low end of the high manufacturer. You know, like if there's like a brand that you really, really want to buy, he bought the lowest end version of that brand. And so he's getting really into it. I don't know if it's convention worthy, but he might be there by the by the time that juggling thing comes around again.
Yeah. If he were like Brandon, he would buy all of the things and get really into it.
Yes, this is true. We have a friend, Brandon, that it's all or nothing.
Yes.
On every hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I get that way, but I don't get that way about as many things.
Yes,
Like
right.
he did like aquariums for a while, and then they were hiking, and then they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, probably not my story to tell, but he does have his own brewery here in Rochester now, so he did take one of his hobbies up a notch.
Yeah, quite the level up on that one.
Yeah.
And then I was volunteering at the CrossFit Games
Mhm.
as a athlete control person. Yeah.
You got really good on the hand signals.
No, it was more of the I don't know. Did you have to count? No, I
How
had
do you
to
like count Dracula or count?
That's the next one. Next one I'll be counting.
2.
The next one I'll be counting a lot.
Oh, is that
This-
like a? Do you have to earn your
No,
way? Oh,
you know, what it is the CrossFit Games requires a certain level of certification. And the smaller competition, still a very big competition, but it is smaller on scale, doesn't require that level of certification. The certification costs $1,000.
Wow.
I'm not doing it. I have thought about it. I have thought about it a lot. Not doing it. So,
Is the pay pretty good?
It is volunteer.
Oh, so you pay $1,000 to volunteer.
Yes, yes. Well, most people who get their certifications become coaches and get paid to coach.
I see.
I would not be doing that, so therefore, for me, it would be all sunk cost.
Yeah.
But athlete control was a lovely experience. I was sitting and standing around a lot, which is what some people were complaining about, but I was okay with that. I mean, it was my first experience. I didn't need to be run ragged. I am also not a young spring chicken anymore. If I'm going to be doing something for 12 hours a day, I wish it had options to sit and stand instead of standing all the
I
time.
kind of think of you as a spring chicken.
Oh, well, thank you.
I had Prince in my head when you said athlete control. Oh, athlete control. Oh,
It's a completely different song. That
Different.
would be funny.
yeah, yeah. I could totally see like Weird Al remaking that song, right?
I was on the drug testing team, so they do drug testing in CrossFit. I can vouch.
Did you have to watch somebody go to the bathroom?
No, that was the medical team.
Got it.
I had to escort them and make sure that they didn't go anywhere where I couldn't see them. So it was very much like, follow me. We're going straight up to get your
That sounds very stressful.
liquids. No, it wasn't.
I would be stressed out.
Maybe they are, but I won't. Like, if you had to, okay, time to pee. Here, drink some water. Not too much water. Eat some vegetables. You're probably super hydrated.
Okay.
Yeah, they do like random testing, and then on the final day when they have their winners, they do the top 5 in most categories. I think the age categories, so the older athletes, they only took the top 4 people in those categories. But either way, lots of testing was done, and I was there for most of it. I must have done a good job, or I was an extra body at the end of the day, whatever. They put me on one of the people that was in the top 5 for the whole shebang, and that was fun.
That's cool.
So I got to kind of hang out in the backstage with some people and kind of, I don't know, just see the sights and hear the commotions, and I mean, no real commotion really, but you know, hear the shop talk after all the work was done and they were all happy to be done. You know, you're not stressed out anymore, right? The verdict is in. We're all good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got it all.
You did the best that you could.
Yep.
It's over.
Yep. Time to
Move
be
on
happy.
Yep. Move on to the next one, right?
Yep. It was good. It was a lot of fun, and I would do it again. But this crazy summer has proven that I might not be doing that again. Just too much going on to throw that in the mix.
I finished my running streak for July, so I ran all 31 days in July, and I've missed a few. Primarily I missed 2 when was at Stitches. One of the days was when I was standing in the Leading Men Fiber Arts booth for 8 hours straight, and then afterwards there was like going out to eat and stuff to do, and so I didn't have time, and I didn't get up early enough because you know I'm not while I'm on vacation get up early type person. And if I were trying to maintain that spree, I think I probably would have gotten up early to get it in because I would have planned ahead, but I was kind of like, well, 33 days straight, I think it's okay.
That's
like I
a
don't
month.
have to, yeah, I don't have to. Well, and then I did 2 more days in August. So I had a 33 days free, but it was good to just feel like, okay, no, my legs are probably ready for a rest.
So, people can message me if they want to do this. There's a September challenge for CrossFit of 10K jumps in the month of September. Now, for the CrossFitters, it's double unders. But I'm going to need to do a mix of singles and doubles in order to do that many because it averages out to over 300 jumps per day to be able to get to the full 10K.
Yeah.
But it's totally something I want to try. So if anybody is like, well, I could probably do 300 single jumps in a day.
Yeah.
Because it really only takes, if you're pretty decent at jumping rope, it's 3 minutes of your day. And if you're not, it's 10. I mean, it's not a huge commitment.
Yeah.
And jumping rope is good aerobic exercise, and I don't know, you could get better at it.
Yeah.
So
I was
hoping.
thinking, because we're both so goal oriented, we should set a goal to like podcast every insert day of the week here in one of the months. Yeah. But yeah, you're like, nope, I'm not creating that level of crazy in my life right now.
Well, she just got done telling me all the sports her kids are involved in and their schedules and days of the week. So the insert day of the week might be one particular day that
Wednesday?
doesn't have anything going on.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that when you had contacted me about like, when are we ever going to be able to podcast together? I was like, we're so goal oriented. I bet if we went like every other Wednesday for number of weeks, we would be able to podcast and we'll keep the streak going or something. I don't know. Anyway, so then I decided, because I've been keeping my running up and the kids have been running with me and biking and whatever, that I was going to sign up for the Healthy Human Race, which I ran this morning. So yeah, yep. It was a beautiful day here in Rochester. My preference would have been when it was a little cooler, because it was a little muggy and it got into the upper or lower 70s yet this morning, even at like, it was super muggy. Everybody was just like gripping.
It's still kind of muggy.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that was good. And those are the goings on.
Yeah, I just got back from that Wisconsin Dells place with all the water slides and fun stuff, and I had the business trip, and then after that volunteering again, and
Cat hair. Ellie was just telling me, I really like these black leggings, but you can see everything on them. And I was like, yes, Ellie, that's a gnome thing.
yeah. We just bought some faux fur to make like curtains for Lucy's room, so they're going to be these really soft, it'll be fun, tactile curtains, but they shedding like crazy, and so you could have been picking off faux fur bits,
Not cat bits.
Yeah. And I'm like, I am not going to have time before this trip to get them done, but man, it's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to
Yeah.
Anyway, my mom feels my pain because she used to work with faux fur.
Speaking of which, we got to have Anne in our thoughts and prayers, because she just had thumb surgery, correct?
Yep.
So
She did.
she's doing well.
She and painkillers are not friends, so and I know that you have that, so she's still taking them, but she has to take it easy.
Yep.
So I would say definitely wish her speedy past this pain part so that she doesn't have to take that medicine anymore.
Yeah. Nasty stuff.
Yeah.
All right, finished objects.
Yes.
Do you want me to talk about mine, or did you want to talk about yours?
I have so few. I can talk to mine.
Okay.
So I couldn't remember, but Megan thought she was pretty sure that I hadn't finished this yet. So
Yeah, I think you had posted it, but you didn't bring it to
oh,
talk
okay,
about
there
or something
we go.
like that.
Could be.
Yeah.
So this is the Elfie out of some silk from Habu Textiles or Habu Textiles, and it's a really simple knit. I would say it's not necessarily my favorite shape or structure of a garment because it is kind of loosey-goosey, but it looks okay on, and you just need a tank top under it because
Yeah.
I chose the silk in light colors,
Yes.
but it was super simple, like dead simple. So if you're looking for like a good first pattern, I thought that it was decent and cute and uses up 2 colors of fingering weight yarn. Yeah, and interesting. But again, like, what do you call this? It's like
Like a boat neck?
yeah, a boat neck, but then the way that it's not exactly a cap sleeve and it's way to the edge, so I don't know. I know that a lot of people think it's super cute on. I just find myself adjusting it a lot, and that's why, it's like, well, yeah, it's super cute on, but I find myself going like this a lot. So if I find myself doing that too much, I don't like that.
Yep.
But again, I loved, I can't say I loved knitting with it, but I do like the finished fabric. And
Yep.
I think that, it was nice to get that on my stash. And yeah, it'll get a chance to be worn again. But then I got my Queen City Yarns kit for the summer tea, Perfect Summer Tea by Janice Bicker. Bicker. And
It was a kit, right? At ZK?
yes, this was a kit at ZK, but the kit came with 3 and I only needed 2.
Wow.
I did end up using some of it because I wouldn't have had alternating ability on the sleeves if I didn't break into the 3rd.
Got it.
But total, I have more than a skein of yarn left.
Yep.
Right? So, and definitely enough to either make socks or put it into a 2-color shawl or something
For sure.
later. So that was super speedy. I thought it
I
was.
say that didn't even hit your stash, right?
No, well, kind of. I mean, I don't document my stash very much anymore, but yeah, it barely landed, and then it was cast
So
on.
that's bottom up, top down.
It's top down. Yeah, top down.
Okay.
So I was knitting on this piece for a very long time, and then once I was done, I came back up to finish the sleeves.
And you chose not to put on the little pocket, or did you not have enough
I
of the...
made the pocket, I blocked the sweater, and now I have to block the pocket.
I see.
Before I can put it on. So yeah, I made the pocket, and I would like to put it on, but I really wanted to make sure that my placement was okay.
Yep.
So I blocked the sweater, I wore it once, and then I need to block the square for the pocket. It's basically a square that you do the I-cord, the applied I-cord edging on, and then so it will have the similar finish on the edge. But yeah, the sweater has already been blocked, so I need to block the pocket before I can finish. And of course, something simple and small like that, I can't seem to get it done. And then I worked on some basic.
There was no
toe-ups.
judgment there. I just thought perhaps you had taken, creator's
Liberty.
license,
Yeah.
yes, to make it what you wanted it. So
No, I thought the pocket was a cute detail, and I will probably put it on. But yeah, if I don't block that soon, it might never happen. I'll be like, what's this? Like a year from now, this weird rolled up thing. Like
I would assume swatching or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, I must have been swatching for something.
What is this? But I have this lovely pair of striped plain socks. I did use the fish lips heel on them. And again, sometimes I decide right when I get to the heel, especially with this simple sock, no
Mhm.
pattern per se. Just chose a heel when I got there. This time I did a little bit less of a round. So, oh look, I slipped a stitch. Oops. Darn that. I picked up below. Anyway.
She always notices things on camera.
Yeah, I do. Not paying
Do you
attention.
look at your knitting other than when we're podcasting about it, Amy?
Just joking. But yeah, that's all that I think that I got done. I did get into quite the slump, like where I was getting home from work and I just had no energy to do anything but like some dishes and sit on the couch.
Yeah.
So my knitting mojo is returning to me slowly but surely.
Do you think that's a weather or work primarily, or do you think the weather has some impact on it?
The weather could have been it, but I also think that like coming home from that convention, I had gotten something, that was making me tired and not as, I don't know. And then I went to the Dells and probably gave myself a new something to make me tired, and we'll see.
Yep.
I got a lot of plane travel ahead of me though, so I'm hoping to get my mojo back so that I can.
Yeah. I just know that like I am really excited to knit certain items at certain times of year, and specifically like when it gets chilly at night or chilly in the morning, is when sweaters really start to infiltrate my like brain space. Not specifically, maybe daydreaming about knitting them, I guess,
Right.
versus knitting them. Summers seem like socks to me. I really feel like I'm in a hat sort of mood right now as well. Like I just keep on buying DK in coordinating colors in duos or like two fingering weight and going like, well, maybe I would knit like a shawl to wrap around my neck on a cold morning, or maybe like a lighter weight hat for a morning where it wasn't really hat worthy, but it was kind of hat worthy. But definitely the weather starts, and I mean, I don't know about other people, but it feels like we should be doing like almost not the opposite, but like we should be knitting sweaters in the summer because we'll be able to wear them in the fall. It's like forethought or like project planning so that the thing was finished during the time that you could wear it, versus like, oh, now I'm going to knit a sweater because I want to wear a sweater, right? Like,
Yeah, but then I don't know. I get into that I'm not in the mood to buy fall clothes right now, but they're all over the stores.
yeah.
And so then you're like, oh, I have to pre-plan what I want to wear this fall, or risk that it won't be there because they'll moved on to winter things by the time my fall hits. I don't know. I don't like the fashion turnaround cycle. Somebody do something about that. Shake it. So maddening. Like, stuff is in the stores for like 2.5 seconds and then it's off to some sort of like recycle bin or third world country. And
I think
like,
I notice
you
it
don't
the
need
most like when February comes around and it's like all of the swimsuits. Like, and again, it's for spring break and people getting like wanting to be out of the funk and almost like purchasing to get themselves out of the like it's
Winter
been cold
blues.
for but like, oh man, it's like, well, I guess we can buy swimsuits now, but who knows how much the kids are going to grow in the next 6 months before
Right.
they'll actually be running around and using it a lot. Anyway, we digress. Finished objects. I already shared this one. This is out of Leading Men's Fiber Arts and their showstopper, the Cactus Lantern Garden. Lantern Cactus Garden?
I'm
I
gonna
can't-
no
minis, yeah. I'm just saying it aloud, hoping that my brain like clicks into place, but it's not. This is the sheer fun top. It alternates between sections of sheer. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. We are recording in very good light. So lit right now. And it's top down. Some of the aspects I really enjoy are this split neck, kind of yoke style join, the I-cord finishes, the split hem on the sleeve, and the split hem on the bottom, again with I-cord. And I think it's just really a nice weight. It's nice for this transitional time of year when you could wear it in the summer because it's kind of got some built-in air conditioning and ventilation. But you could also put it over the top of like a long sleeve or a short sleeve. I wore it without anything underneath it because the stripes are fairly thin. I think you could probably see a little bit of the white of my bra when I was wearing it, but I was okay with it. Like, it's not so sheer. I had a number of people come up to me, and thank you to everybody that stopped by the Leading Men Fiber Arts booth and say, online, it seemed like those sections would be a lot more sheer, but it's not as noticeable. It's not like nakey. Like, it's just, you can see that there's a little difference in the fabric. This fabric is a lot more dense, and this one is a lot more airy. So I finished that sample, I think, the last time that we had podcasted. I also had Leading Men Fiber Arts Soliloquy, which is their 150 gram BFL. That I knit up a sample in a larger size, and that went home with Miss Susan because it looked fabulous on her. And that was with Nude Scene and what was a C name? It's very it's not coming. Woke up too early. Maybe I should drink some more caffeine. Poseidon? Bam! Just a mention of caffeine. And then I probably could have contacted Leading Men Fiber Arts and asked them, but I don't know that I would have had it in enough time. I like knitting a variety of sizes for my samples, and I wanted Ellie to have one as well. So this is from the Cookie A Sock Club way back when, Boysenberry Jam from Lorna's Laces when the Soulmate first came out. And this is BU Fibers, her Beach Wedding colorway, and I absolutely love this. I need to get some Leading Men Fiber Arts and knit one of their speckles with a solid, because I love the kind of marl with the speckle, like a speckled speckle, like a speckled squared there, and she looks absolutely gorgeous in it. The neckline looks really nice on her, and I really like the 3/4 length sleeve. I think she really likes it too. She's been asking me when she can wear it, and I'm like, we haven't podcasted yet,
And it's really warm out, so maybe you shouldn't wear.
yeah, but again, I think she's thinking of like when she's inside air conditioning for school. If I had given it to her right away, it would have sat in a drawer, but because I withheld it,
That's right.
it's now precious. It's precious.
Gimme.
Yep. And then I've just been knitting away on socks. As I mentioned, this time of year is Socktacular. I knit up this beautiful green one. This is an upcoming design called the Swing Left Socks, because the lines swing, and there's some kind of checks in different textures within the checks. The pattern is going to be both toe up and top down. It is, and the motif works. So this one was knit toe up, and this one was top down. The only way I can tell is because even with the rounded toe, which is kind of slower decreases and then faster decreases, you do get a boxier toe on the cuff down. No matter what you do. But the motif works both directions, which I love. I don't know. It's like a little secret I know.
No,
Right?
good.
Like somebody might look at it and go, oh, they knit those the exact same way. But ha-ha! They did not. One was toe up, the other one was cuff down. I did not fool you. Exactly. I have a little secret you may or may not know. You guys are all in the know because I shared it with you, but not everybody would know. Beautiful greens. And then I had some red and blue leftovers that I knit. Somebody contacted out on YouTube that I could call these Avengers socks because we have like Hulk green and Captain America, and so yeah, these will keep my feet warm. Not only that, but when I wear them at work, as I do daily, if somebody happens to notice that my socks don't match, I'll have a little conversation piece. It's another little secret that I'll have in my shoes underneath my pant legs that somebody could call me out on. And I could be like, woo, I just wanted to point out that I made these, and I purposely made them so that they matched motif, but I made them toe up and come down. Can you just imagine having this conversation with me when they're not a knitter? And I chose 2 different colors. And that is a kit that's going to be coming out with little skein in the big wool Anne.
Oh, okay.
Super excited about it. She can provide more details, but I was told that I could tease about it. As you can see, 2 colors. It also knits up really nicely in 1 color. This is her Targi base house sock. And it just loathes this. I mean, like I'm sure you could throw anything at this yarn, and the stitch definition just al dente. I don't know.
Al dente.
And this again, one was knit toe up, this one's the cuff down one because the toe is a little boxier. Unlike some of my other socks, this is a heel flap and gusset. So you get the heel flap and gusset from the cuff down and the heel flap and gusset from the toe up. And I really like, so I don't know, you can see it out on the pictures I've posted on Instagram, but a little more of the red crept in on this one. And so the socks are very much the same, but they came from the same skein. But I think because some of the red is at the top of this one, so I finished the toe on this where it was reddening, and then a little bit of the red, and then it went more green. That, again, it's just another little fun thing. I know that they came from the same ball of yarn, but they look distinct, but the same. Distinct, yet the same. Jeremy's very excited about these. I called my uncle, I guess. It was like I didn't want to do any more leg at that point. And so I kind of, not fibbed, I was a little concerned about running out of yarn because it was a 400 yards per skein base. Like it's a sturdy, hefty base, right? It's not one of those like almost 500 yards and 100 grams. And so when I got done, I would wrap the string around, and he spotted it, and he was like, "You could have made those legs longer. 'Cause there's a lot more yarn left." And I was like,
No.
and I'm like, "It's too late now, because one of them's toe up and the other one's cuff down. So I'm not gonna like cut the cuff off of the cuff down one." But anyway, he's very appreciative recipient. I get a little bit of an eye roll when I ask him to stand and take pictures, but other than that. And then this was, again, some leftovers that went with us to Nebraska. This is the Show Me Yarn Butterfly House, and this was left over from my Himalaya mustache, the huge skeins.
I'm using those.
Yeah. But mine I got green, right? Yeah. And yours was
Red. It's right here. Over.
That's like a pink? No.
Ish.
Pinkish? Okay. Massive skein. We like massive skein. And these were both knit toe up. So this one doesn't have a little secret to it.
Their secret is that they're both toe up.
Mind blown. But yes, they have the coordinating toe, heel, cuff. Which is very misleading because when you're doing this alternating of skeins, which I'm obsessed with, the main color, the one that you use the most of, is isn't really the coordinating color, right? Like normally a coordinating heel, toe, and cuff is just the contrast color in those places, but this green gets worked all the way through from toe to cuff without breaking the yarn. Bye. And look for that in the future. I think it's coming out in September. More deets to follow. And I'll just wear my Avenger socks.
Yep.
My
Getting
conversation Avenger socks. Those are my finished objects. A lot a lot of designs and samples and more to come that I'm super excited about.
Cool.
Soups excited. What you got there?
The same socks that I've been working on for a while, but they're getting closer now that I've gotten my mojo back and I've finished those stripy socks.
Rise up.
Rise up. I just think lattice in my head because that's what I need to do, is make them lattice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I am enjoying this. It has
She doesn't have to say that for my benefit. So she's like, if I was hating it, I would call you out.
I would say it's
I'd
been
say-
a long slog if it was.
I curse your name every time I pick up this stupid sock. They're interesting, right? It's
Yeah.
something to do. Get to the next color. Yeah. I don't know if you're like me, but there's certain rows where I sometimes forget to do a thing, and so then I want to get past that row, and that's very motivating to me as well, right?
Yep.
Like where it changes, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to that place where I normally forget to purl in that one spot where I need to be, or whatever the case may be.
Playing games.
Mind games. Whoa.
So the purple is Marigold Jen, I believe, and then
Is that the name of the colorway, or you just believe?
no, I just believe that it is her yarn. I think it was a ZK colorway, purple with blue pops at some point. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I also have Leading Men Fiber Arts is the green, and that is Sprite something?
Sprightly Endeavors.
Sprightly Endeavors, yes. So that...
I got to help people pick out colors in their booth.
So this one I'm going to be putting away because I'm getting really close to where I have to make sure I have the right length before I start the heel. Put that away.
What heel are you putting in there, man? The one that it calls for?
No, I think you had put in a spacious and I did a not spacious.
Rocking it old school.
I am.
Speaking of rocking it old school, what you making?
So this
Crocheting.
is the Shoop the Sheep,
Ooh.
and I have his little feet.
I love those colors.
Yeah, this was a kit that I got at Yarn Over. It was when it was at the junior high, or the junior high, the 1 year. Was when they were moving from the high school to the junior high, and then they moved out to the hotel.
The year that you and Karen and I all got Dreamin' Colors, their Yarn Over colorway.
Not Dream in Color Fibers.
Sorry, Dreamin' Fibers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that same year.
Yep.
And so I just decided to go ahead and crochet. It's really hurting my hands crocheting. And I'm trying to loosen up, but I can't loosen up too much because this has to be stuffed. And it is cotton, so that could also be an irritant. But I'm finding it gets worked like crazy because I want to get through one whole step. So like these four, these here were these 6 petals, and I got through those 4 as they're joined as you go. And then I was like, okay, I need to take a break. So I made sure that all the ends were nice and clean on the inside, and then I put it away. And I will read for what is next, because you do join as you go, so order matters. They do say that you can just, here's the business, and just knit or crochet all of these and then sew them together. But I do like the as you go, because then I can kind of like select my colors so that I make sure that things aren't clashing or getting too, like if I have petals that are a darker color here, I want to make sure that one of the same petal color isn't touching it.
Yep.
So
you're doing it with forethought rather than at the end trying to play like the Tetris game
Yes.
of like, okay, this one here,
Yes.
that one here.
So right now there are no flowers started. I have my bits and bobs in here. There are 8 colors in the kit, and I will just, once I know what size petal to make, I will, and its location, I will pick my colors. And that's been really exciting.
I want to
and fun.
I want to write a pattern now someday that says, "Here's the business." Here's the business.
So Shoop the sheep, he kind of snuck on while I was, I don't know, losing my mojo, right? I was having so much stockinette, like to finish the tea, and then the next thing I wanted to make was the sock arms, which is a bottom up, lots of stockinette in the round. And since that's all I had to work on, I was like, I need something stimulating. Like I don't have anything going, and I was not knitting any socks, or it was like, I don't know, small needles were the enemy.
Okay.
But then the crochet ended up hurting just as much. So like, so now I'm back to stockinette. Yep. So I got my sock arms. I'm knitting away on this color, or this, with this yarn. It does feel like it's going kind of thick and thin on me a little bit. Oh, there, I just found a problem. I always find them on air. Like, why does that look funny? Because I knit one below.
You can drop down and fix that.
I can.
You got this. You just gotta mark it.
Yeah. So, anyway, I digress. Knitting on that, Megan mentioned that it was the Mustache Yarns Big Beefy Skeins that we had bought a while ago.
It's a fun name too. Why can't I remember the name of it?
You said it earlier.
No, Halilea was the like the kit
Oh, okay.
for the cardigan, but yeah. Anyway, hell of a skein or something like that.
Oh,
It was. It's a big skein. Yeah, big skein.
so then I was also looking, and again, it's a lot of knitting, right? This vest, because you already made it.
Yeah, there's purling, or not purling. It's garter. Yeah, so it's a lot of knit back and forth.
Okay, garter.
Yeah.
So lots of knitting. But
Lots of fun shaping.
I had one skein of Miss Crosby's lace in this beautiful yellow called Golden Butter, and I was so excited, and I started getting it started fraying or something, and at first I thought I accidentally cut some strands when I cut the outer, but then some of them were looking like they just broke as I was
You were a
winding.
yarn forensic investigator.
I was trying.
You were like, what went wrong here?
Because these were like, I think this was the first one, and I'm like, okay, well, if it's just this one, I can use that, it's fine. It's a pieced garment. It doesn't have to be all one.
Yeah.
And then this was the second one. I was like, well, it's a little bit bigger, but still annoying. This was the third one. What happened there? And then this was the fourth one, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm finally to the point where all of them are gone. It's okay. Nope. Fifth one. So I have 5 tiny balls of yarn to make my sweater with.
Just pretend it's like a gradient.
So I'm really hoping that the integrity of this yarn holds up as I'm knitting with it, because it makes me nervous that I had that many problems with it.
I feel like that's a legitimate concern.
So I'm a little worried about knitting with it. But I mean, I haven't knit with their lace, but I've knit with their yarn before and didn't have an issue. So I don't know what happened to this one, and maybe it's a combination of an accidental cut and some integrity issues. Age, like, did it sit on the shelves too long before it got sold to me? It is a bummer. But that's all I had for whips.
That was for the tripartite.
Oh yes,
The tripartite party cowl.
the tripartite, yes.
Yep.
So hopefully I can get that cast on and start rocking and rolling.
Okay.
while I'm on a plane, maybe.
Just because I was already talking about it in my finished objects. This is yet another pair of the swing left in Ellie size. I had quite a bit
To match your sweater.
Yeah, we're matching socks and sweaters. Well, I really love these colors together. They are just gorgeous together. Every once in a while, the colors match pretty close, so it looks like maybe a little bit of a mistake, but I love the way that they pop together. I was going to knit her a hat, and cooler heads prevailed, pun intended. She was like, Mom, I wear socks a lot than I wear hats. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I'm making her some rollers, and I'm going to make them longer because that girl is growing. Like the ones that I just knit her are starting to get tight. So
yeah, my daughter has my mom, the hot feet syndrome or whatever. No, she'd rather be barefoot her entire existence. No socks. So yeah, my son likes the socks. He'll wear them, but
I think Ellie made the realization that when she was wearing cotton socks, like midday, her feet would stink. And with wool, they do not. So she's got the hot feet too, or the sweaty feet at least, which I think she comes to via me. Like I remember going to the doctor and them actually putting something on my feet to make them not sweat as much when I was younger.
oh,
Yeah, like there was a treatment to like,
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I would have to ask my mom about it.
Jill,
What was this treatment? So yeah, that's another work in progress. I really do think it would make a darling hat, but you know, when your daughter tells you that she will wear socks a lot more than she'll wear a hat, she's right. She's right. She's right. So, and I bought this bag while I was in was it Stitches, but it's already been brought into the herd. So this is a Java Jenny. This is her. These are. I had to get the floppy disks, and then there's a little bit of like circuitry up on here. And this is, what is the pot? It's a mocha pot. So the zipper is down at the bottom, so you can zip and be working out of it as you knit away. I don't know. I had to let my geek flag fly.
My husband was wearing a t-shirt with storage in different capacities, ages. When we were getting Starbucks one morning, and the girl was like, gosh, does anybody even know what that is anymore? Because she was older, and she was just
yes, and then my tripartite. I hemmed and hawed at Stitches Midwest. I have a lot of lace weight that I have at home, and I kind of, stirred my stash, and there were things that I could use, but I wanted something that had a lot of variegation and was also really lightweight, because I feel like that was the spirit of which it was. I mean, I know that there are people that have knit them in heavier weights and you can knit it like with a wool-mice lace garn, but I wanted something that had a lot of variegation, because I think that really highlights the direction in which this was knit.
Yep.
So it's cast on here, you do some fun short rows, you move on to, and that would be my one criticism of Mr. West's pattern. His schematic is very nice, but I had a hard time orienting which direction the knitting was when I looked at it. I knew that there were 3 pieces, and I think it would have been helped if he had put his little eyelets that are underarm on it, because then I would have been like, oh, okay, like now I see where I'm going back and forth here and putting the eyelets in. And so you knit one piece, you knit the mirror image of it, and then the pattern has you bind off and seam, and Miss Shayna, because Shayna made me do it, advised me that 3 needle bind off would suffice and is nice, which I did because I like how it matches up. When you're seaming, you have to keep track that you're keeping back and forth, and if you've got the same number of stitches on both sides, 3-needle bind off. It does create a little spine here. And I did it really loosely because I didn't want it mid-back to be really taut. But, so there's a little bit of gappage there. And then I put these in.
But you're going to put the spine out, right?
Spine's in, man.
Oh, I like the spine out.
You like the spine out? I don't know that it would make that much difference. I could probably wear it both ways if I wanted. Haven't put the collar on yet, which is
Okay.
picking up some stitches. And then I put these little things in so that I could better visualize that these were the armholes, and it looked ridiculously small. I know I had a few people.
It still looks small, but yeah.
On my dress form, you saw how long it was, though, right? Like, and it stretched. It's a knee-sized dress form, but it does need a good blocking. I agree. Like,
still
it's
blocking. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not been blocked
Okay.
at all. Which I guess you could probably do before you picked up the collar.
I guess I've just looked at all the different ones that have been made, and the ones that went, like, are there 3 sizes?
Yes.
Okay. So the ones that went all out and did the largest size look the best to me, like where it goes down to their knees.
See, but that's not the I think this is the same.
Okay.
It's this
That changes the
that
size.
changes the size.
Oh.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There were some people that went down to their knees, and I'm like, oh, I like that.
On the
That's
front or the
really
back?
On the back, the very back.
Okay.
So that part.
Yeah.
Like
And it might.
all
I
of
mean,
it.
it might still grow.
After with the growing.
I can make it that
So
long. It just is really weird and awkward.
Maybe those people that had the
Blocked.
shorter ones weren't blocked yet.
Or maybe they added. I mean, you could just keep on increasing here
Okay.
before you worked the.
Do your own thing.
Yeah. You have to read some project pages.
Yeah.
Have to do some research.
I was just assuming the length came from the size difference. Okay.
Pretty sure. We'll have
Alright.
to consult said pattern, but
Yeah.
this is 100 ravens, which I walked around all weekend saying 1,000 ravens because I just thought it was that special. Josh, Mr. Sort of a Knitter, pointed out to me that it is 100 ravens, and I was like, because it's an Edgar Allan Poe thing, but 1,000 ravens. And still have quite a bit for that collar. And the colorway is Osiris. Yes. 931 yards and
okay.
100 grains. So very lightweight.
Mine is going to be
800?
about similar. Yeah, it was 890, 860. It wasn't close to 800. It was close to 900.
Yeah, I think Shayna's was really long.
Yeah,
But I think she may have
she's
done
a
hers
smaller
in like
person.
a fingering as well, which would
Okay.
affect the gauge
Yep.
this way, right?
All right, bound to bound.
You like my little holders? Let's make it. Woo! Okay. And I have a design in the works that's coming out this fall that is not ready for prime time showing, but I wanted to show off the yarn. It's going to be a nice DK weight, heavy shawl, and it is with copper corgi, and the colorways are Splash and Buzz. Aren't those pretty together? I'm super excited to show you. And it's alpaca silk and superwash merino. Yeah. It's nice. Super nice. And that is all of my finished objects fit to show. I've got lots of brain knitting that I'm
Just knitting in your brain.
that I'm super excited to cast on, but you gotta prioritize when you're primarily a monogamous knitter, right? Yep. Purchases? Are you gonna make me feel like the super unrighteous one over here?
I didn't go to any fiber festivals. I also didn't order anything.
Okay. Well, we did get some yarn to review. So the fabulous folks at Brown Sheep Company, which is in Nebraska, where I was just from, brownsheep.com, sent us their Stratosphere. The other one that you knit the mittens out of was Prairie Spun. And that was a non-superwash merino DK weight. And this is a
I'm
superwash.
not sure if it was even merino.
Oh, just wool? I thought, did you bring it?
No,
Okay. But you were going to look. Aha.
but I don't have my.
But they have a new base called Stratosphere
Okay.
out. They sent us these 3 very beautiful colors. I think I may have seeded that Alpine Glow, Cosmic, and Satellite. So they're all named very cleverly after things that are up in the stratosphere. But it's DK weight superwash wool. I am dreaming about casting on 2 of these for either some color work or a hat. So pretty, so pretty. And as we do, knit said very, very pretty yarn. We will let you know. It seems like it has a softer hand. And this is not merino either. Am I? Yeah. I'm just making up merino as I go. But it's the superwash wool, probably the superwash version of the other wool.
Gotcha.
But very lofty, very airy, and super soft. I guess I was saying that it was merino because it seemed merino-y to me.
Yeah, I don't feel a prickle at all. I mean,
Prickle factor.
yeah, prickle factor very low.
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I wouldn't say it's like ooh bunny,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
or
like
your other one.
Alpaca. Yeah, alpaca silk. Very soft, very airy. But this has structure to it. It has loft. And it's,
It says U.S. wool
ooh. Brown
from
sheep.
those U.S. sheep.
260 yards for 100 grams. 3-ply. Which means it's got some bounce to it too.
All right.
Right, I'm going to lean forward again, show it off, and thanks to the folks at Brown Sheep for sending us Stratosphere. Into the Stratosphere. All right, I swear I had some purchases as well. Did they all get thrown in this bag? Like, that came in the mail that I didn't just go to a... Maybe that'll be a next episode.
There you
In
go.
the next episode, Megan will have some enabling from 2 months previous that she still hasn't podcasted about. So this is the smaller mocha pot. It was a kitty cat with a yarn ball. I couldn't not. And she threw in some.
Here is Sullivan.
He hangs out in the other room at this time of day. He's
We're not interesting enough to rouse.
I think
him
it's
from
too
his-
warm in here when the sun is coming in.
All right.
So he's way more interested in being in the other cooler rooms. He's a cool cat.
Yeah.
But yes, he's very interested in being in my photos. Anytime I open the windows, like even if he's in there to like get the good light, oh, this will be great to take a picture. It's just on it. It's like, now I must be in here. As I mentioned, I'm all about the duos right now. I'm kind of stuck on repeat. I have been eyeballing this Destination Yarn Lotus Lantern Festival online. I get notifications that it's in the shop. I click to go to the shop. It's gone. So this is on their DK base, which is 231 yards for 100 grams. It's got some beautiful greens and reds and blues on top of a gray base. And I paired that with Lake Michigan. I don't know if they do it for everybody that comes through, but when I brought it up, the little helper that wasn't Jean said, or is it Jean? Is it Jean? Yeah, I think it's Jean. Anyway, I was like, "Oh, Jean, did you see this combo?" I was like, "Oh, that's special." It wasn't like a try to talk me into buying. It was like, she's buying this. Have you seen this combo? Lake Michigan and Lotus Lantern Festival. So I'm excited about that one. And then I just went a little crazy in the 3 Irish Girls booth,
Okay.
which you do. yeah, I had a really great time in Leading Men Fiber Arts booth, helping people. Really appreciated their yarn support for that design and for hosting us in the booth. So Corey and I were there with Minnesota 52, as well as our individual designs, and anybody that stopped by and said hello. That was fabulous. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like eating at McDonald's when you work there, right? Like I was like, oh, these colors are beautiful, and I've enjoyed shopping with other people's, but I'm done. Like the smells and the, not that their yarn smell, I'm extending my analogy, but right, like I've just been amongst this yarn all day. I'm gonna go somewhere else. So I got this pairing. You may recognize this one, When Doves Cry, Prince inspired, and this very iridescent purple on both of these are Adorn Luxe is Day Glow. These are going to be something together. Maybe a hat for Ellie. Since the other one didn't quite make it to prime time. And then another purple that I absolutely loved was Witch's Brew. So a little more, more navy, more mundane, more darker, as you do with Witch's Brew. And then this I Would Die For You, which was part of our... Yes. No, that wasn't the one that was in the kit. No. It was like True... These aren't the colors. No, they aren't. You're right. I saw the color, but yes, it's another Prince one, right? But it's spelled D-Y-E.
Of course. Is it E-U-E-W-E? No, it's just a U.
But again, maybe a hat for Ellie.
Are these all hats for Ellie?
No, but she just wouldn't let me knit the other one. Maybe a hat and socks for Ellie. I bet I could get it out of the same two skeins. I walked up. I showed them in almost a fangirl type move, which maybe I didn't show it off on the podcast. I knit I did. I almost certainly had to have. I knitted Down the Road, the Back and Back Again out of their DK in their Star Party and Intergalactic colorways. And I walked up with this skein and she was like, you realize that you had that on fingering and you already had it in DK. And I was like, I can't quit you, Star Party. Like, I have to have this. And I want to pair it with this time instead of Intergalactic. So that's Star Party, and this is Sleight of Hand. And this is on their Springvale DK, which Amy is a big fan of, and I am as well. We had a similar color in our Totally Teal, but it's different. Okay. I checked. I came home and I was like, should I have this? Well, obviously it's exclusive to us. Read the Totally Teal is, but when you got that feeling that you're doing the same thing over and over again, like you went to the store and you picked up the thing the last time and now did you need to buy it again this time type thing. That's going to be some sort of color pairing. So apparently my thing now isn't necessarily buying sweaters quantities, it's picking out two skeins that have to live together. Which is going to be interesting for my stash management, like how I'm going to keep the buddies together. Like maybe I'll just get like a twist tie or
all my things are in plastic bags
together. Well, yeah, and that's a good idea just for like that four letter word possibly infiltrating anything, right? Woolly Mammoth Yarn, knitting with his tusks.
How do you do that? Well, you don't, but nice try.
Yeah, well, probably closer to like weaving or almost like crocheting at that point, right? Like you crochet along the top with it.
Use the trunk to weave.
Yeah. Super cute. It is cute. Husband surprised me by taking me there. And she was absolutely fabulous, wonderful with my children, asked them about school. But not only being absolutely fabulous, she has Leading in Fiber Arts. She has this Whimsical Wood Yarn Co. She's got this
I think I've seen this
ridiculous yarn. And I couldn't leave without getting it. So, among other indies. but these were the ones that had to come home with me. This is Whimsical Wood Yarn
They're
Co.
Iowans, aren't they?
Can't remember where. I asked her about where they were all from. I think they are from Iowa. This
Yeah,
one
I've
was
seen this
out
before.
out east, I
Cool.
believe. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm misquoting where you're from, Bree. Ridiculous Yarns, but I do believe these guys are in Iowa,
Yep.
somewhere around Des Moines. maybe.
I started following them on Instagram fairly recently. Yeah, there have been several times that I've been like, ooh, I should pick some of that up.
So yes, black overtones, speckles, pinks and greens, and I pick it up, and the name of it, wait for it, 48 hours of rain caused me to be grumpy. My husband took me to the shop. Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. Whatever you do, don't put the blame on you. And there was also a, this is the first time I've ever said, this says it's a worsted, which I think it's more of a DK. I'm going to knit it up like a DK. 75, 20, and 5 superwash merino nylon sparkle worsted weight. 230 yards, 31 yards of glitter bliss. So I'm pretty sure that's a DK. 230 yards for if this is 100 grams. That's what I normally would call a DK, but I think those lines are kind of fuzzy, so this might be considered a light worsted / DK. But first time I've seen sparkle DK, man. Can you think of another sparkle DK?
Well, that holiday I got was a worsted sparkle,
Okay.
but it wasn't like when I was winding it up. It was definitely a worsted. Like I don't think it was DK.
My spidey senses tingled not only for the indiness, but also the and hand dyed. But I loved the splatters, the speckles, and that it was just so very sparkly. That 5% sparkle.
Oh, I know where I've seen it. 716.
She's got sparkle.
She did.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she currently carries it.
Okay.
But I have a scarf.
I'm just recently begun feeling like maybe I can sparkle.
Yes.
Like it didn't used
Time
to.
to sparkle.
Yeah, I didn't used to really sparkle. But I could totally see this being a hat for Ellie. It's like her with, I mean, we're cut from the same cloth, right? Like her with the top, that's all she wants because she can't have it. And now my daughter's told me not to knit her a hat, so everything is a hat for my daughter. This is Peace, Love, and Unicorns. And again, that's the Whimsical Wood Yarn Co.
Yeah, the one sparkle I had, the sparkle took on the colors that were dyed, I think. Because
Oh,
I
that's
don't know, it
interesting.
felt magical.
Yeah,
It did.
It sounds magical. And again, this is the Ridiculous Yarns. Yarn is dreamy. And it's got purples and blues, and it is fabulous. Fabulousness to be found. Rainy day purchase. Yes, and so that's Diana of a woolly mammoth yarn shop. And I think she said that it's gone through a couple of owners. So she's a new owner, and it's at a new location on 180th Street.
Okay.
So, again, I'm hoping that comes out. But I'll link you lure. And then, yeah, apparently I didn't grab all of the yarny goodness that needed to be brought into my stash because I feel like something is missing. But that is all of the purchases. I mean, again, it seems like a lot, but it was 2 trips. So 2, like, a fiber festival and...
We haven't recorded in a while, so you didn't get to show off, in spurts, right? It was all
true.
at once.
It accumulated, it ganged up on me.
It did. It really did. And I honestly, I don't know. Like, did I even bring what I had bought at ZK here? So
I feel
I've
like
got
it's a
yarn
mojo
that's-
thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have knitting mojo, do you have buying mojo? I mean, I guess they don't
It's-
always come together, but
But yeah, yarn was not interesting to me. Yeah, exactly.
Buying mojo went with the knitting mojo.
Did.
The opposite, if you have a lot, no knitting mojo, but lots of buying mojo, is very dangerous because you're not using it at all and you're accumulating. Although I did quote a few times at Stitches Midwest, have you seen that sign? The quote is, "I've come to the conclusion that buying yarn and knitting are two separate hobbies."
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally game with that. I agree. I have a fully cultivated stash of things that make my heart happy.
And
Will I knit them ever in my lifetime? Maybe not. Maybe I'll need to convert some other people in my family.
yeah, so
to
that you
knitters.
can give them some starting material.
Lord knows that they won't be knitting themselves hats. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're done, Ski.
Bye.
Bye, Yuvta.